We are now going to talk about counter maintenance plans. This folder right here holds all the transaction codes needed for a counter-based plan. In order to create a counter-based plan, you first got to create a counter. After you create a counter, you enter an initial reading. After you have that set up, you then create the maintenance plan and link it to the counter. After that, you go through your list of maintenance plans and make all necessary changes before you start it. Then you start the maintenance plan. During the life of the maintenance plan, you will do the forecasting for upcoming work orders, PM work orders, and then you create the PM work orders for that counter-based plan. So let's start. First, click on IK01. From here, it's going to ask you for an equipment number. You first go into the measurement point category and select counter. From here, you enter your equipment number. In this case, we're going to do 1078.26 as our equipment. And then you check this off right here. Now, in order to understand what's going on here, is that here we enter the equipment number that is going to have the counter against it. The way you could look at a counter is that a counter is like a meter. So if this has a meter that reads the hours, or an odometer like in a car, then you put the car's equipment number here, and then you create the odometer for it as an example. You could change this from equipment to function location if you wish. Equipment or function location. Please make sure that you check this box off. Measurement point is a counter. If you do not check that box off, then it will just do meter readings, but it will not aggregate the values. So in a car, if the reading says 1,000 kilometers, the next time you read that, it should go up or stay the same. It should not go up or down. Now, with a temperature reading, the temperature reading could go up or down or stay the same. So in that case, it's not a counter. In that case, for a temperature, you would not have this checked off. First thing you got to do is measurement position. You choose a value that you wish to categorize this by. So in this case, I will call it logbook. And then I'll say this, that is the measuring counter for conveyor belt usage. After this, you got to enter characteristics. So in this case, we're going to use counter hours. Then we press enter. Then we have to put an annual estimate. So basically is how many hours do you estimate in a year. So if historically speaking this runs for about 1,200 hours, then you put 1,200. So this right here is built in the background as a characteristic, and if you don't have something here, if you don't have a value here, then you can't create a counter. This will bring in the fact that it's hours, how many decimal places it has, and all the values that come with this. Here is this counter overreading. You should put the 9999. So in your car, as an example, you would say that 999,999 is the highest you could go for kilometers, and it'll go back to 0. That is all you put, and then you press save. Please remember this number, 21. From here, we go back to our initial screen, and we click on IK11 because now we're going to enter a measurement. We're going to enter a counter reading. All newly created counters need an initial reading before they could be used. So in this case, our initial counter reading will say is that the counter starts, if we were to look at the counter today, the counter has a reading of 122 hours on it. And now we save this. So once we create our maintenance plan, the maintenance plan will show that the counter starts at 122 rather than 0. Now we go back to our initial screen and we go create a maintenance plan. We create a work order. From here we will say is conveyor belt PM plan. We will make it happen every 100 hours, and the counter number is 21, and the equipment number is 1078.26. We press enter. The data transfers over. We put in the work center, put activity type, and that's it. Now this right here, we put in the priority as well. This right here is the basics of your maintenance plan. You will go there here to put some long text. So step 1, check conveyor belt thickness. Step 2, grease rollers. Step 3, oil rollers, roller bearings. Step 4, test conveyor belt. And then we go back, and those are the instructions. We will then go to the maintenance plan here. We put the call horizon, scheduling period. We'll say we want to see it for the next 4 months. And then the starting counter reading 122. And then we label this as Brandon. It's a sort field. Counter. And that's it. We will then schedule our maintenance plan. That's our maintenance plan right there. We press start. Automatically jumps to 122 because that's the current counter reading. We press enter and we see the next call dates. We accept this saying we're happy with it. We press save and it's good to go. Now we go to PM forecasting. We would put the maintenance plan. We want to look at it. Here's the next call dates. So on the 28th of October, 11th, 28th of November, 20th of December. We are happy with calling the 20th October today, so we're going to go call it. We're going to go create the PM plan, PM order for this. So we click on IP30. We will then put the sort field, which is Brandon counters, and we say we want to call it for the next 31 days. We call it. It has been created. Here's the work order number. And then if we wish to look at it again, we can see the order number right here in the forecasting. And here's the order number. Created status. We could look at the long text. The long text shows the instructions. Check conveyor belt thickness, grease rollers, oil rollers, bearings, test conveyor belt. This concludes creating and starting counter-based maintenance plans.